Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is at a major resistance zone, a resistance zone that you wouldn't be able to identify by looking at the Bitcoin chart alone. You look at things like the USDT dominance chart and you see a very clear trend, right? A very clear trend line, first and foremost, stemming backwards from 2019 that we've retested multiple times over the years. And what you notice is that this chart is reverse correlated to Bitcoin. When this chart goes downwards, Bitcoin is going upwards. When this chart goes upwards, Bitcoin is going downwards. I mean, two clear examples of that are right here in March 2021 and right here in November 2021 when this chart bounced, okay? You saw Bitcoin seeing the first leg of its bull market being complete, and when it bounced right here, you saw Bitcoin actually ending its bull market. So this support line is a lethal resistance for Bitcoin that literally ended the 2021 bull market, and hence us bouncing from this level would be very bad news. We need to break below this level on USDT.D, and seeing as we're at that support zone right now, literally testing it as we speak, Bitcoin is hence at major resistance. It's not just this chart that says that. We look at the total cryptocurrency market cap chart and we see the total cryptocurrency market cap chart is literally at the exact resistance zone that marked the 2021 bull market top, 3 trillion, a psychological level and a historical level. So we're at a major hurdle here in the market, and a lot of people, I know people are slowly waking up to it now, but a lot of people are still not really grasping that because they're looking at the Bitcoin chart and they're thinking, what do you mean? Bitcoin's at all-time highs, Bitcoin's flying, everything looks good. Well, it's not really that simple, right? You need to look at the alternative charts. And this major hurdle, unfortunately, ruined a breakout yesterday. Yesterday, we had Bitcoin in a bullish pennant formation. Okay, we had the total 3 in a ascending triangle formation, and we had Ethereum the total 1 in an ascending triangle formation, and we had Ethereum in a bullish pennant formation as well. And we saw a breakout on all 3 of these charts simultaneously. The price reacted to the breakout. There was a volume surge of the breakout, but given the fact that we were at macro resistance, the breakout rolled over. There simply wasn't enough buying pressure. Now, we're still in the same consolidation range for Bitcoin, the total cryptocurrency market cap, and Ethereum. We haven't broken down yet. And the support lines that made up those triangles, so this one in yellow here for the total, this one in yellow here for Ethereum, I'll delete this one, and for Bitcoin, this yellow line right here, those support lines are still intact. So we have a very good recognition of if we break these support lines, that's when an actual correction starts. Until then, we still have an opportunity to move to the upside. So we're not really in danger or anything like that. But the fact that the breakouts rolled over when there were 3 consecutive breakouts across all the major cryptocurrency charts with confirmed volume surges, the breakout just really signifies how major this macro resistance is. So we have major macro resistance. The short term right now is a little bit unreliable. We shouldn't really be focusing on short term too much. What can we focus on instead? That's the question. And I do have some important lines to look at today, right? We know for a fact, and here's where we'll get into the content, and we'll just pause this video in a second and get into some quick breaks here, but I just want to say a couple more things. We know that Bitcoin is in a bull market. We know that from a cyclical level. We know that from a structural level. We know pretty well, or at least I know pretty well, that historically speaking, if we're looking at how structured macro moves usually work, the high of the recent support range is generally the invalidation zone for the current move you want. Then what does that mean? Well, it means that basically between 74,000, which was the March 2024 high, and 69,000, which was the 2021 high, that is going to be our breakout. That's going to be our invalidation point for this bull market. If we drop below those levels, we are going back into a consolidation range that we fought 8 months to get out of, and we are dropping below a critical resistance zone stemming backwards from 2021. So basically, as long as Bitcoin remains above 69,000, we're still in a bull market. So we've got a situation where the short-term TA is not really helping us very much at all. Fake outs are everywhere, not really any clarity in the short term. And we've got plenty of room to the downside to move. Like, we're not at a threat of entering a bear market or anything, but we are at a major macro hurdle, right? At the same time, we're in price discovery, so there's really not much historical data, helping us out here. And at the same time, all of our important moving averages, like the bull market support band, the Gaussian channel, etc., they are all very far away. So we have very limited guidance here for Bitcoin. What do we look at? And here's where we can get into the video topic. I've got important lines we can look at. I've got a 13-year long support line here on Bitcoin that we can look at stemming backwards from 2011. And I've got two major support lines starting backwards from 2023 and one from earlier this year that show us very decisively where important levels are for Bitcoin when the regular TA metrics, the moving averages, the historical levels cannot do that. So that was probably the longest introduction to a video I've ever done. It's probably going to be half the length of the video. But these two lines were shown to me on my VIP group chat by someone on there. Let me find him. Here he is, Crypto Chris. Shout out to Crypto Chris. Both of these lines we discussed on the YouTube channel earlier this year, by the way. So I have discussed them before, but I definitely have not looked at them recently, and he brought that to my attention. So let's discuss that today. Again, very long opening statement there, going to be half the length of the video. Leave a comment down below, say thank you, leave an emoji. I really appreciate that. If you did that, it takes 30 seconds of your time and it helps me out tremendously in the algorithm. And I'll mention as well the BitTunix exchange and the Blowfin exchange. These are two exchanges you can sign up to with my referral links down below. My referral link will get you a 15% trading fee discount on BitTunix. It will get you a rake back reward on Blowfin. They're both global non-KYC, never been hacked before. Links are down below. Takes 30 seconds to sign up. Go ahead and do that if you're interested in getting on a good exchange. I use BitTunix perfectly, personally, and Blowfin is an alternative option. So check those out, guys. Let's get into these major lines. So what are these lines good for? Well, they're good for showing us where the important levels are. Because as I said, we're at major resistance right now. We don't really know where anything is. Everyone's kind of in the dark. These lines can help us identify some critical levels to watch on Bitcoin. The first one is very important. It is literally 13 years old. It stems backwards from July or June even, 2011, right? 13 years old, it's massive. As you can see, it comes right from the 2011 high and cuts through some very important price action. It's been retested as support and resistance on multiple occasions. Just look at the candle closes here. Look how the price reacts to that line. It's not clean, it's not perfect, but it's certainly valid, right? This is not a coincidence here. Over and over again, over the course of 13 years, we have reacted to this line pretty cleanly. On the 2-week chart, on the week chart, on the daily chart, doesn't matter what time frame you look on. I'm looking at the 2-week just for clarity and just to make the chart small enough, but you can look on shorter term time frames and you can see that, vaguely speaking, this line has remained pretty important. And we can see right now that we've broken above that resistance very decisively on the biggest 2-week candle we saw in, a long period of time, probably over a year, broke above that level. And right now that critical 13-year support line is resting at about 84,000. So 84,000 from that 13-year support line is a critical support zone. That will be a potential bottom on any correction we see soon, if we do see a correction soon. And other than that, if we do break down below it, that could be a warning sign for potential bearishness to come. So it's good to have that as an indicator, right? Two more lines, right? So one of them's 13 years long. It's suggesting 84K is a major level, which is giving us some light in the darkness here. And these other two lines do the same thing. So we have one of these lines, I'll make it pink so you can see it, stemming all the way back from October 2023. And we can see that cuts through some pretty important price action, cuts through some pretty important lows. And as you can see, acting as resistance, support, resistance again, support again. Okay, so very, very important, very, very influential on the Bitcoin price. And what you can see is we've broken above that line and currently it's sitting at around 76,000. So again, a major support level there at 76,000 as shown by this pink line. If we do enter corrective phase, we can use that pink line there for guidance on where Bitcoin could find support, as well as that 13-year support line for guidance on where Bitcoin could find support. And then we have a resistance line, so offering us some clarity of what might happen to the upside here. A resistance line that we actually rejected from the other day. It's actually what marked our all-time high, believe it or not. Very important line. Stepping backwards from January 2024, tested right there in May, tested again here in June. And as you can see, it literally marked our current all-time high at 93,000. So of course, if we go upwards again on Bitcoin, that will be a potential rejection zone. And until we flip that level entirely, any new upwards move could be seen to be a fake out, could be seen to be non-confirmed, especially if that upwards move is below 100K as well, because 100K is a psychological resistance level. So that yellow line there will act as resistance, giving us guidance of what might happen to the upside. This pink line will act as support, giving us guidance of what might happen to the downside. And the 13-year ascending support line will again give us guidance of what might happen to the downside. So I know these lines don't necessarily tell us what's going to happen, but they give us a candle in the dark so we can get a better view of what might happen when the chart develops. Right now, Bitcoin is, as I said, at macro resistance, major resistance. If we do enter a correction, these lines are going to come in very, very handy. And if we do continue upwards, this yellow line right here, which literally marked our all-time high okay, where nothing else could, because we've never been that high before, is going to come in handy as well. So I'll keep an eye on those lines. I just wanted to introduce them to you today, and we'll be discussing those lines more and more as the weeks progress and as the charts develop and as we approach some of these important lines. So guys, a bit of a weird video, no predictions or anything today, but just showing you the charts that matters, showing you the lines that matters, and I hope you can punch those into your chart and watch them as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Again, leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it. It takes 15 seconds of your time, helps me out tremendously in the algorithm. I'll mention as well, before we end it, again, the Bitunix and Blowfin exchanges. You heard me talk about it 5 minutes ago. I don't need to do it again, right? Very good exchanges. Links are down below to sign up. If you're interested, you get those trading fee discounts. And the last thing I'll mention is the VIP group on Telegram, where 2 of these lines were actually brought to my attention. If you want more insights like that, it doesn't just come from me, guys. It comes from the other members in there. There's 135 people in there. On top of that, you're getting trading signals posted by myself 4 times a week with a 78% win rate. It's exceptionally good value. You should get in there if you are interested. Guys, I send my regards. Have a good day. See you soon.